My name is Emma. I never thought I would tell this story, but maybe someone out there needs to hear it. It's about love, trust, and the kind of heartbreak that changes you forever. It all began 3 years ago. I was 25 at the time, living in a small apartment just outside the city. My older sister, Lily, was my rock. She was 5 years older than me and had practically raised me after our parents passed away. Lily was strong, smart, and always knew what to do. She made sure I had everything I needed and reminded me every day that I wasn't alone. We shared everything, our favorite songs, midnight snacks, and even secrets we never told anyone else. She wasn't just my sister, she was my best friend. I always believed that no matter what happened, Lily and I would face it together. She was the person I trusted most in the world, or at least I thought she was. Then I met Alex. He was charming in a quiet, thoughtful way. Not the loudest person in the room, but somehow the one you noticed first. We met at a local bookstore. He smiled at me over a shelf of poetry books, and that was the beginning. Alex made me laugh, listened to me when I talked about my day, and remembered the little things that most people forgot. He would bring me tea when I was stressed, send me songs that reminded him of me, and leave silly notes on my desk just to make me smile. It didn't take long for me to fall for him. He talked about the future, a cozy apartment, maybe a dog, a life built slowly, together. I felt safe with him, like I had finally found someone who saw me completely. I told Lily about him all the time, and she would smile and say, "He sounds like a keeper, Em." I believed her. I believed in us. But over time, something began to shift. At first, it was small. Missed calls, shorter replies, a distant look in Alex's eyes when we talked. He still smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes the way it used to. When I asked him if he was okay, he'd say he was just tired from work. I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him. Lily, too, seemed different. She stopped dropping by unexpectedly, didn't laugh as much when we talked, and sometimes took hours to reply to my messages. When I invited her over for dinner, she said she was busy, again and again. I told myself not to worry, that I was imagining things, that maybe they were just caught up in their own lives. But in my heart, a quiet voice whispered that something was wrong. I just didn't know what, and I wasn't sure I wanted to find out. One evening, I decided to do something special. I cooked Alex's favorite meal, creamy mushroom pasta with garlic bread and a slice of lemon cake for dessert. I packed everything neatly and headed to his apartment, excited to surprise him. It had been a while since we'd had a quiet evening together. When I reached his building, I noticed something strange. The door to his apartment was slightly open. That wasn't like him. Alex was always careful, always made sure the door was locked. I hesitated, then slowly pushed it open. The apartment was quiet. I stepped inside, holding the bag of food close. Then I heard voices from the living room. One was Alex's. The other, it stopped me in my tracks. It was Lily. My heart raced. I crept closer, every step heavier than the last, and then I saw them, sitting close together on the couch. Alex's hand brushed Lily's arm. They were laughing, softly, like they shared something private. I froze. My breath caught in my throat. I stood there, watching the two people I trusted most, completely unable to understand what I was seeing. Lily turned and saw me first. Her smile vanished. Alex stood up quickly, his face pale. "Emma, wait," he started, but I couldn't hear him. My hands were shaking. I dropped the food bag and the containers hit the floor, spilling across the rug. The smell of garlic and lemon filled the room, but all I could feel was the weight in my chest. Tears blurred my vision as I turned and ran. I didn't care that they called my name. I didn't want their explanations. I just needed to get away. The night air was cold, but not colder than what I felt inside. My heart, everything I believed in was breaking. I barely slept that night. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying what I saw over and over. The next morning, I called Lily and Alex. I didn't want excuses. I wanted the truth. I asked them to meet me at the quiet little cafe near the park, the one we used to go to in better times. When they arrived, neither of them could meet my eyes. I sat down, my voice trembling but steady. I said, "Tell me everything. I need to know." Lily looked down, and Alex took a deep breath. Lily spoke first. "Emma, we didn't mean for this to happen." Alex added, "We were scared to tell you. We never wanted to hurt you." But they already had. I asked them how long it had been going on. Alex said quietly, "About 4 months." My heart sank. All that time, every conversation, every hug, every laugh, I had no idea. I stood up, holding back tears. "You should have told me the truth," I said. "You both owed me that." They apologized again, but I didn't have the strength to listen anymore. I walked away. The days that followed were the hardest I've ever known, but slowly, I began to heal. I stopped blaming myself. I started putting the pieces of my life back together on my own. Have you ever experienced a betrayal like mine? Share your story in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.